Good morning, everyone. I'm going to teach you a new skill in math. Now, if you see the title of my page, it says round to the nearest 10 in a three-digit number. Now, you already know how to round to the nearest 10 in a two-digit number. You already know how to round to the nearest 100 in a three-digit number. So we're going to combine those two ideas, and you're going to learn to round to the nearest 10 in a three-digit number. A few things I want you to look at. Some are new, some are not. And if you look, number one says, don't change the digit in the hundreds place. It will stay the same most of the time. So at first, I want you to ignore or cover up the digit in the hundreds place. Pretend it's not there so you can focus on the tens place. Number two, round to the nearest tens place like usual, and you already know how to do that. And then number three, don't forget to write the digit in the hundreds place back in front of the numbers on both sides. That last one might be just a little bit confusing. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to move my screen and I'm going to show you exactly what I mean. So I'm going to go ahead and get rid of my picture, and that way it gives me a little bit more room to write. I'm still here. You'll still hear my voice. So the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to read the number 265. Now, number one at the top said to ignore the digit in the hundreds place. So I'm going to ignore that too. So I'm going to look at 65. Remember, I'm ignoring the 200. So I'm looking at 65. Now, as we've done in the past, when we're rounding to the nearest tens place, I'm going to go ahead and circle the digit in the tens place, and it's 6. So when I say 65, what do I hear first? I hear 60. So I'm going to write 60 on the first line because 65 is between 60 and, I'm going to come over here, 70. So I'm going to write 70 over here on this line. So let's go back to 65. 65 is between 60 and 70. So the next thing I'm going to do is I'm going to put our dot under the digit next door, which is a 5. So if you remember, if it's 5 or greater, we go up because greater means up. If it's less than 5, we go down because less means smaller. So a 5, if you remember the other little thing I taught you, high five, high five. So with 5, we go higher. So I'm going to go ahead and circle 70 because 65 is going to round to 70. But wait a second, my real number is 265. And this is where you go back and add in that 2 for 200. So 265 is rounded to 270. All right, so I'm going to move my screen down to the next number that we're going to practice. Okay, tell you what, let me go back. We're going to go ahead. I'm going to use a different color. All right, so let's go ahead and read this number 582. Now remember, since we're rounding to the nearest 10 in a three-digit number, I'm going to ignore the hundreds place for right now. It's not going to do anything. So I'm going to focus on my tens place, which is the 8. All right, so let's say our number 82. What did we hear? 80. That's a little bit harder to make an 8. 80. And what comes after 80 when we're counting by tens? 80, 90. So 82 is between, 82 is between 80 and 90. See if I can fix that. There we go. Whoa, a little bit better. We'll leave it like that. So 82 is between 80 and 90. So let's go and put our dot under the number next door, which is a 2. So let's remember our rule. If it's 5 or greater, we go up because greater means up. If it's less than 5, we go down because less than means you're going to get smaller. So 2 is less than 5, so that means we go down to 80. Have a little bit of trouble with my mouse. Now remember, don't forget to go back and put that 100 back in front. I'll do it on both sides just so it looks correct. So 582 is going to round to 580 when we round to the tens place. All right, let's see if we can do one more. There we go. All right. So this number is 417. All right, 417. Now, the 4 is in the hundreds place, but I'm just going to ignore that hundreds place for right now, and I'm going to focus on the tens place because I'm rounding to the tens place. So let's pick another color. Let's go with our purple. So I'm going to draw a circle around my tens place. So there's a 1. So 110 is just the number 10. And then I count 10, and my second number is going to be 20. My first number has 110, which is 10. My second number has 2 tens. Oh, I'm getting a hard time with those zeros. My second 10 is 2 tens, so 10 and 20. 17 is between 10 and 20. So let's go back and put a dot underneath our ones place. The number next door, it's a 7. So remember our little saying, if it's 5 or greater, you go up because greater means bigger. If it's less than 5, you go down because less means smaller. Well, it's a 7, and I know 7 is greater than 5, so I'm going to go up. So I'm going to round